welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. In the news, you were nobody without me. Even you said it in church. Wike fires at Amaechi as Olayinka dares him. The rivalry between Nyesom Wike and Rotimi Amaechi has taken a fresh turn after Larry Olayinka resurfaced an old interview where Wike boldly claimed he was responsible for making Amaechi governor in 2007. Olayinka, a top media aide to Wike, quoted the former Rivers governor's rival statement made 4 years ago, a time when Wike recounted his role in Amaechi's rise to power. In Wike's words, "I was the one God used to make Amaechi governor." He said it in church that after God, I'm next. Wike also recalled how he rejected an offer to be Commissioner of Finance and instead chose to be Chief of Staff because of his commitment to shaping the administration. How do you call someone who made you governor an employee? Larry Olayinka used this as a counter-attack against Reuben about his recent statement, describing Wike as to rude to his political boss, Amaechi. He wrote, "Wike said this 4 years ago. As Amaechi debunked it, I guess Egbon Atabati 1990 needs to purge himself of his hatred for Wike." Well, politics between two political, gladiators, and also between journalists and the likes is an order of the day in Nigeria right now. Especially immediately they have successfully decided to, kickstart the engine for another election 2 years before the election. It's a sorry situation, but what do we do? Both the opposition and the ruling party have decided to play the game this way, and that is why matters keep coming up at this manner. We will not forget that Wike and Amaechi are, political enemies, and as a result of that, situations will always bring them across each other, especially when their interests are divergent. Because Wike is currently working for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who happened to have been the presidential aspirant that defeated Amaechi in the presidential primaries towards 2023 general election, and it's been a serious tug of war between Wike and Amaechi. Amaechi is trying to work with some politicians now to form a coalition in order to unseat President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And Wike, who happens to be from PDP, is a minister in the cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he is working assiduously to make sure that number one, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu return to power. Number two, by some speculation, he wants to weaken the People's Democratic Party that happens to be the strongest opposition we have in Nigeria, and also making sure that he is in charge of the machinery of that party, both at the state level in Rivers State and also at the national level. We won't forget the matters right from 2023 when they were trying to vie for the office of the president. Even in PDP, they had their primary election, and the belief of the likes of Wike and his G5 gang was that a power should go to the south. But unfortunately, Waziri Adamawa and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, former vice president, won the primary, and as a result of that, Wike was disgruntled and he insisted and maintained that power should go to the south, and he held on to the jugular and said no, PDP will not have his way, and that resulted into the defeat of Atiku Abubakar. And not only that, after that, he insisted too that how can the chairman of the party come from the north, and also the presidential candidate also come from the north. Then the chairman is expected to also step down. So Wike insisted that Mr. Yoshayu should step down, and at the end of the day, he succeeded. And they brought in a Damagun who, at the end of the day now, probably is working with the Atiku camp, and they also want to have a new secretary. And there's also a problem with that one, and Wike's side is insisting that Anaya should be there, then Ude should be removed, and vice versa. So all this together has been the battle that Wike has been fighting, knowing fully well that he also have a feud with his own governor in Rivers State, and he has had a problem also with Amaechi now, even who have been there, they have been arch enemy long before. But now that Amaechi is sitting together with the likes of Atiku Abubakar and the likes of Peter Obi and the Nasiru El-Rufai, who are working together in order to unseat his own principal, so to say now, because he is working under President Tinubu. So if these four people are working to unseat President Tinubu, of course, a Wike will come out to stand and fight on behalf of President Tinubu. And that is what I feel resulted into all these unnecessary firearms of words towards Amaechi. And Amaechi, of course, came out to defend himself through a national telly and said, how can he be helped by a Wike? That it is only God that helped him to become governor, and also Dr. Peter Odili and the judiciary. That Wike was just a mere chief of staff in his own office. He was not made a commissioner, but a chief of staff, so that he can begin to supervise him and oversee him. Maybe they are training him, who knows, according to Amaechi. That's what he said. And Ewike is saying, no, I had to be the one to help you to become the governor even in 2007. And as a result of those statements, a revered journalist from Arise Television, Mr. Ruben Abati, had to write something on the newspaper or in his own column too, describing Wike as rude to his political boss, which is Amaechi. And we've also been knowing there have been altercation between Wike and the anchors from Arise TV, especially Ruben Abati and Rufai Hosseini. But most of the time it is between him and Ruben Abati. So the belief of Larry Olayinka, who happened to be current spokesperson for Nyesom Wike, is that Ruben Abati has a serious unrepentant hatred for Wike. Of course, we know that every chance that an Abati has or a Wike has against each other, they try to hold themselves at the jugular. So it is not a new thing. It is more of a political fight. Wike is always on the news on Arise TV, and Abati is always on his neck condemning and castigating him, including a Rufai Hosseini too. But in this regard, Larry Olayinka had to write that Wike said what he has said, that he has made Amaechi a governor. He said it 4 years ago, and Amaechi has refused to debunk it even up till now. So he's now speaking to Ruben Abati that he needs to purge himself of his hatred for Wike, probably because of the statement that Abati wrote that Wike is rude to his political boss. Well, we are expecting that at the end of the day, whoever is speaking the truth will still come out. But Nigerians shouldn't bother themselves, because these are politicians. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.